This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Get to Moed, everyone. This question I've been thinking about of recent, and it really came to a head this Yom Tov, because I realized that this observation is becoming more and more pronounced. But let's talk straight here. Of all the makkos, which makkah gets by far the most attention? I mean, most people at their seder, they have paraphernalia, merch from this makkah. You know what I'm talking about? Sfardeya. You go to any Judaica store, on the front counter, you've got stretchy frogs, you got wind-up frogs, you have googly-eyed frogs, you have people dressing up like frogs. What is this obsession with makas Sfardeya? Even in terms of songs, the frogs take center stage. Frogs here. I mean, I was a little hesitant to discuss this, but how could you ignore it? Why, of all the makkos, you don't have people squirting fake blood? You don't have people focused on, and even makas b'chayros really should be the focus. Makas b'chayros is one of the ikarim of the Yitzia. When we talk about it in the Berachas Kriya Shema, V'charta Harakta, yet somehow the Tzfardeya has really captured the attention of Klal Yisrael. And the Bnei Yissaschar observes that if there's certain things that Jewish children do or Jewish children say, there must be a basis for it. There must be a deep reason for it, because Klal Yisrael wouldn't do something that's not Yisudasai B'harei Kodesh. So here it goes. I think this will give great meaning in the momentum that the Tzfardeya has, especially in our times. It's very interesting. The Gemara in Psachim on Daf Nun Gimel Amud Beis tells us that Darash Toidas Ishroimi. Toidas Ishroimi made the following drasha. Ma ra'u Chanani Mishav Azariah shemasru atzman kedushas Hashem. Why did Chanani Mishav Azariah give up their life al kedushas Hashem, jump into the fire? Says the Gemara, Nasu kavachomer ba'atzman mitzfardim. They made a kavachomer from the Tzfardeya. Why did the Tzfardeya jump into the kneading into the ovens? The pasuk says, "Va'alu uba'u v'veisecha u'v'sanurecha u'v'mishareisecha." When are the kneading bowls near the oven? That's when the oven is hot. So the Tzfardeya jumped into a heated oven. They didn't just jump into the oven. They jumped into the oven when the oven was going. And yet the Tzfardeya are not mitzuvan on Kiddush Hashem. Anu, we Yidden that are commanded on Kiddush Hashem, alachas kama v'kama. So the source of Kiddush Hashem, of Mesiras Nefesh al Kiddush Hashem, is the Tzfardeya. It's very interesting, by the way. In Parak Shira, Tzfardeya mahu oimer. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchus Li Olam Vad. In fact, the story goes that when the Vilna Gaon was 7 years old, he met the Shagas Aryeh. And the Shagas Aryeh asked, how could Chanan Mishav Azar make a kavachomer from the frogs? But the frogs were commanded explicitly. The whole kavachomer is based on frogs who are not commanded al Kedushas Hashem. They were moister nefesh anu alachas kama v'kama. But frogs were commanded. They were told to go uvesanurecha. To which the Vilna Gaon said there were three possibilities. They could have gone into the kneading bowls. They could have gone into other areas where the pasuk says that they had different options. They could have gone b'veisecha. So no individual frog was commanded to go into the oven. So they were not commanded, and yet some did. Anu alachas kama v'kama. So the frog is the source of the mitzvah of Kiddush Hashem. And of all the mitzvahs that we have, the most important mitzvah, and the reason why Hashem created us, kol ma l'chvoidai barasiv. We say, Baruch Hu Elokeinu shabranu l'chvoidai. We were created to bring honor to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to be Mikadesh Shem Shamayim. And the source of Kiddush Hashem, not just to give up one's life, but to give up one's life means to dedicate one's life. The source of the greatest value in Judaism are the Tzfardeya. And therefore, of all the makkos, the one that is dearest to our heart, the one that infuses our life with so much meaning, is the tzfardea. So if you had at your seder those wind-up frogs, those frogs, you pull it back and they sling, whatever merch of tzfardea you had, there's a reason for it. There's a reason why the Jewish people are connected to that, especially in our times when we have to overcome enemy, that perhaps the zechus that they have is their mesiras nefesh. The tzfardea teach us that the life of a Jew is dedicated l'kadesh shem shamayim. So no Jewish practice is for naught. Everything is based on the great value of Torasenu HaKadosha, and here we learn the great value of Baruch Hu Elokeinu Shabranu L'chvayda. Wishing everyone Agit Moyed.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.